Hey, real quick, I want to give a quick disclaimer / trigger warning. I do talk about mental health and depression. I'm pretty serious in this video. I just wanted to give a warning for anyone out there. Be safe. I love you. Good morning. Whoa. Suddenly there's like 4 people outside my car. Okay, well, I guess we'll just hold it now. Happy Vlogmas Day 12. We're killing it. Ooh. That feels a little generous, but we're getting somewhere. Last night, actually I probably shouldn't say that. Just know that since last night, I have had the song Black Magic by Little Mix stuck in my head, and I can't get it out. I am gonna listen to it the second I turn this off. It's just in there. It's like taking up everything in my frontal lobe. Anyways, a little bit of a different video today. I needed to switch it up. So instead of showing you what I'm doing today, I'm just gonna speak at you. Because I posted a video a few days ago, and I didn't really know what to title it because it was just like a regular day in my life. So I titled it something about dropping out. I don't know. It's crazy that it was like 3 days ago and I don't remember. Anyways, that video got a little bit of traction. And by a little bit of traction, I mean like 4 more views than the rest of them. You know, I figured now that I'm feeling a little more settled, changes have been made, I should give you guys a story time and fill you in on why I dropped out of school. But first I want to get coffee. So that's where I'm going right now. Take a sip from a secret potion, I'll make you fall in love. From a spell that can't be broken. Okay, got my classic iced oat milk latte. It's always awesome. I'm
kind of a regular at this coffee shop.
Like, sort of. I don't know. Some of them know me, some of them don't. Anyways, the ones who know me always upsell me on stuff. So today they got me to buy some kind of sourdough cinnamon roll. I don't know, but I'm gonna try it. Wow, this is amazing. Anyways, I'm gonna fill you in on this lore. Not because I wanna be like, I dropped out, oh, I'm so cool. Because I'm not. That's actually not what I think at all. It's more of I know that there are a lot of people who kind of go through something similar, but I also know that the majority of those people like see school as something that they are very dependent on. And I don't think that needs to be the case for a lot of people. And I think it makes sense for some, and that's great if it does. I'm not gonna tear that down or anything. It really is a case-by-case basis, and individually for me, school just never worked. I'm gonna get cozy here. So this kind of all started in high school. Honestly, I grew up in Maryland. I went to a high school that also, it was a middle high school. So I was in the same building for 7 years. Top floor was middle school, bottom floor was high school. I kind of reached a point of burnout in there because I was with the same people for 7 years of my life. It becomes so claustrophobic. Middle school was fine. It was whatever. It was middle school. I barely remember it. High school, freshman year was fine. I had a lot of fun. I actually ended up going to prom with like one of the juniors. Like, I loved it. It was so much fun. Sophomore year rolled around, and I had a teacher actually who just really rubbed me the wrong way. And it was actually so bad. This is crazy to admit, but it was actually so bad that I started going to therapy. And that was the first time I ever went to therapy. And that's kind of when this all started. That was when I started to have this like aversion to school. So that was sophomore year. End of sophomore year, COVID starts. So we're not really in school junior year. That was awesome for me because I did not want to be in that building. It felt like a prison. I was really starting to become like, I'm seeing the same people every day. Like, I'm not getting any new experiences. Nothing's happening. I was so ready to be done with it. But being my silly little high school self, I was like, oh, it's not the place, it's the environment I'm in, it's the place I'm in, it's just I'm stuck here, like, and I hate the feeling of being stuck. Like, that's why I feel this way. So whatever, COVID kind of dwindles, we go back senior year, it's like mostly normal, we graduate. I am beyond thrilled. Like, awesome. I start feeling so much lighter, like still going to therapy at this point. I actually was a competitive swimmer, then I quit. That really helped. It was just, there was a lot going on and I kind of dwindled it all down and it really helped. Summer between high school and college was awesome. Honestly, had so much fun that summer. Did a lot. Fall rolled around and I went to school. I went to the University of Maryland for a year. First semester, I loved it. I had so much fun. I was going out, like my roommate was awesome, made great friends, like was loving it. I went in as a film studies major. Never anything intense, but of course I like took the gen eds, blah, 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 whatever. I've always been very fortunate in the sense that school has never come as a really big struggle to me. Like, it has always been something that just naturally, like, I am able to perform successfully. I've never taken that for granted, but it kind of, like, started to shift a little bit because of how much I began to struggle with, like, mental health. First semester was great. I was like, awesome, college is different. Like, this is going to be so much fun. Like, I'm in a different environment, so many more people. Finished first semester. go home for winter break, and I didn't have like finals the first semester, so I literally was home for like almost 2 months. And in those 2 months, it was the first time in like 13 years I had not thought about school, like at any point. Like when I graduated high school, the whole summer I was like, okay, I gotta start buying stuff for my dorm, blah, 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 get ready for school, whatever. Over winter break, there was no reason for me to think about school at all. And I kind of realized like how much lighter I felt. And I was just like, wait a minute, this is kind of crazy because I haven't felt like this in so long. Like I thought I was doing better, but like I really wasn't until I felt this way. And when I kind of realized that, the dread started to set in about going back second semester. And being that this was like a more extreme way that I felt in high school, I was like, okay, it's the environment that I'm in. It's just like the place that I'm stuck. And I hated that feeling. I gave it the same reasoning as I did high school, why I hated high school. So I looked into transferring. I was actually going to transfer to Temple because it's a huge art school. Their art school is literally called like the Tyler School of Art. And I was like, I am your target audience. So transferring is like notoriously super expensive because it's so hard to get scholarship money as a transfer, and you're most likely going to end up be paying out of state. So it's just wicked expensive. And I was already going to be in a little bit of debt being an in-state student, so going out of state would have put me in so much more debt. I've known that I never liked school, so it was like, at what point do I draw a line? Looked into transferring for about a month, started applications even. And then I remember getting to a point where I would like constantly be in my dorm. I wasn't going out anymore. I never wanted to get out of bed. I was feeling so fatigued and tired, and everything was so much more of a task than it needed to be. And I was still passing all my classes and doing well, but it was taking so much more work than it used to. And it was just so taxing and draining that I couldn't even function as like a standard human being. At that point, I kind of realized there's something a little bit more, like there's something bigger happening here. And it kind of clicked that it wasn't the like environment I was in, the people I was with, whatever, it was school itself. Something about the structure and being forced to do so many things that served such little purpose in my life really just drained every ounce of life I had in myself. I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep, I couldn't run. Like I literally felt like I was decaying while trying to go about my normal day. It was crazy. I'm gonna be honest, like didn't realize it at the time. Now that I'm out of it, I definitely was severely depressed. I've always like had anxiety and stuff like that, which has sometimes caused depression, but like I genuinely think that this was like a depressive episode, which is kind of crazy to say because I've only like really thought that, but like I definitely was depressed. And then I would be like, okay, well, I'm paying money to feel this way, and I don't feel okay with that. This isn't what I want to be doing. I'm doing all these things that I'm not enjoying. And as cheesy and stupid as it sounds, I literally just kept thinking to myself, you literally only live once. YOLO. YOLO. So why am I wasting time doing this? I sent an audio message. I know I'm a podcaster, can you believe it? To one of my best friends, Julia. She's awesome. I always go to her for a lot of advice. And I was like, am I crazy for thinking about taking a gap year? She knew everything that was going on. And she immediately responded and was like, no, that makes so much sense for you. Like, I never really saw you as like the school person. So that kind of made it a little bit more reasonable. And then I went home and talked to someone I literally view as an older sister, one of my best friends, Serapion, who actually did something very similar. And she was like, she gave me a whole pep talk. It was awesome. And I told my parents I wanted to talk to them about something when I came home one weekend. And initially I was going to ask them, hey, like, what do you guys think? This is what I've been thinking. But by the time we actually got to the point where we could sit down and talk, I just told them that I was taking a gap year. It was a final decision in my head. Something about it in my gut felt right. So that was like February of this year, which is crazy to think about. I also started to get really sick in February, and I genuinely was sick for 6 months until August. So that did not help at all, but told my parents in February I'm taking a gap year. Hesitant, of course, but I think something about the way I told them and the way I presented it, they knew that this was something like I had thought about, and I wasn't just like, oh, I'm taking a gap year. Like I needed to do this. That decision immediately like lifted so much off of my chest. Like I felt lighter. It was a little bit easier to do things. School finally ends, finally finish. It feels amazing. It feels so good to know that I am not going back in the fall. I don't have to do that shit anymore. I only have to go back if I want to, and that can be 30 years from now. I spent the rest of the summer in Maryland, worked, saved up, traveled. It was awesome. And then on August 26th, I packed up and I moved across the country to California. I'm a little bit north of LA, and I've been here for 4 months now, and now I'm just living my life. And honestly, like I can confidently say Anyways, I can confidently say that I am doing so much better than I was even 6 months ago. But it really has worked in my favor, and I'm extremely grateful, and I just want to throw it out there. If you've been thinking about it, if you've been sitting on it for a while, and the idea of a gap year or time off has been in the back of your head for some time, I want you to do it. From me to you, from no one to someone. I have no power in your life, and this is like one of the cheesiest things I've ever done. But you're not going to get the opportunity back. And if you've been sitting on something for so long, chances are high you're going to look back and retrospectively regret not making that decision. You're not closing a door permanently. You're not ruining your life. You're actually enhancing it by taking a chance and knowing that what could have been is. Does that even make sense? I don't know. Now I'm getting like sappy. But mental health is so important. Doing what you want is so important. Being happy is so important that you're only going to be successful if you're doing the things you love. That is one of the biggest parts of success. But yeah, highly recommend, 10 out of 10, 5-star review, would do again. That was my dropout story. Yeah, I kept saying gap year because that's initially what it was. Now I pray every day that I will never step foot in an academic building again. I just don't want to go back. I have no desire to. Now that I'm done, I am done. Okay, what are you beeping at? A little bit of a different video today. I know I got so serious. Wanted to fill you in. Now you know my lore a little bit more. You know who I am. Not really. You just know about the last like year of my life, kind of. Well, I guess that's me. That's all I got for you today. Take care of yourself. Eat some food. Drink some water. Happy Vlogmas Day 12. I'll see you tomorrow. Love you. Bye.